You're watching Iowa Live. Everything local, entertaining, and meaningful in Central Iowa is right here on Iowa Live.
From the Carl Chevrolet Studios, I'm Terry Rich. You may be wondering why I'm wearing red glasses. Well, I'm doing it because it's National Wear Red Day. The American Heart Association is encouraging everyone to wear a little bit of red today. Here's something I didn't realize. Cardiovascular disease is the #1 killer for women, and nearly half of all women over the age of 20 are living with cardiovascular disease, if I can say all of that. If you want to hear more, go to redforwomen.org. Redforwomen.org, you'll find out more. Pretty cool, and hope you have your red on today. And I'm seeing lots of food here today. I knew it was going to be a big day as we talk about good entertainment and the big game coming up Sunday. And so we thought we'd better bring in JC from Fareway to show us just a sample of the food that they have available if you're hosting a party for the big game. And JC, nice to have you here. You've been with Fareway almost
24 years.
It's a great place to work, great place, and boy, what a community-oriented company, no doubt about it. But let's talk food. That's what Fareway's all about. Let's start with some things that maybe not cost as much as others, and get right into all of the variety you have at Fareway.
Absolutely. So Valentine's Day coming up, we want to impress our sweethearts and maybe also our kids. So just kind of across the board here, we have some options for appetizers, mains, a couple sides, and then dessert.
Let's get started. Right over here, they call it a charcuterie. I could never pronounce it.
Just a fancy way to say snacks, right? So we've got some M&Ms, some crackers, popcorn, salamis, cheeses, just snacks, right? Anything you want to put on there, anything you have in the pantry, just put on a board. Put it wherever.
You have some special heart cheeses in there too. Did you cut those?
I cut some little special hearts for you today.
That's cool. Now let's get over to maybe some of the main courses that you might serve during the day. Some of these are really fancy and some of these are quite simple. Take it away.
Absolutely. So starting here with a couple of beef steaks, we've got a ribeye here, which is your higher end cut. And then we've got a chuck eye, which is just its little brother.
What's the difference between a ribeye and a chuck eye?
Just where it's cut on the loin. The chuck eye is more towards the tail. So this is going to be the heart and center of the ribeye, and this is on the towards the tail end, towards the chuck roll.
And how about this one? What is this one right here?
So we've got high end here. We've got a fillet.
Oh, you're talking my food.
There you go. And right next to it here is a shoulder tender. We just cut into a medallion. Great budget, effective steak, delicious, tender. One of my favorites.
All right, let's go up front here.
So we're thinking maybe pork instead of beef.
Sure.
Talking heart healthy, right? So we've got some
We're in Iowa.
Pork medallions here, and then we cut a pork chop, a boneless pork chop, into a heart shape, again, just for you today.
That looks like bread. That's a boneless pork chop.
Boneless pork chop.
Looks gorgeous. Okay, next to the pork chop,
we're going seafood.
Seafood. You have seafood too?
We do have seafood.
You don't mess around.
So we've got in our counter fresh every day, we have the salmon portions. It's a 4-ounce cut, just a nice portion. Next to it here we have a jumbo sea scallop.
So whether it's fish, pork, beef, I'll tell you what, you all are really known for meat. And you're part of the meat department in the buying, the displays. If there's one thing that I think Fareway's known for, quality, is the meat, along with everything else, of course, that you have in the store. So the meat is there. You can get in there and get set for the big game. How about let's move over here for some sides and some desserts too.
Right. So to go with any of our proteins that we choose, we have a twice baked potato. You can get those right fresh out of the meat counter. And then we've got a few.
Whoops! Oh, I lost one. Holy so. Sorry, Mr. Mushroom.
Got a few Boursin stuffed mushrooms. So Boursin is a delicious cheese. You can find that in the dairy section. So we just stuffed a little bit in the mushroom there. Bake them 350 for about 15 minutes. They're good to go.
Say that one more time with the mushrooms.
350 for 15 to 20 minutes, just melting that cheese.
Sounds delicious. All right.
No meal would be complete without dessert, right?
Okay.
So we've got obviously your chocolate covered strawberries.
Now, did you do this, or do you have those actually already frosted?
I made these at home, but you can get the melting chocolate just right off the shelf. It takes 30 seconds in the microwave and dip them and they're ready to go. I did an almond bark and graham cracker also for those that aren't the chocolate lovers. I'm not one of those people, but.
And over here?
Over here we have this is a tongue twister. Sea salt caramel French silk pie. You can get those. It's a new Fareway item.
Salt caramel French dip pie. That looks delicious. So it's got about 3 things in here I really like. I like salt caramel, and I like French silk pie.
Perfect.
Good combination. How about right here? let's talk about wine. You also have, obviously, wine. We should have opened these before we started because I thought we should have sampled them. But this is Lamar. There are 3 different kinds, but you have both high-end and low-end wines, all sorts of variety, don't you?
We do. Just talking through some of the proteins, we have a white wine here to go with our pork or our seafood. We have a red cab here to go with our ribeye or our chuck eye or fillet or shoulder tender. So,
all right. And not only food do you have, but also, let's go to this end.
Oh, yes.
Flowers.
Flowers.
Can't beat it. It's going to be Valentine's Day too, but flowers are always nice to have on the table during the big game, right?
And most fairways, you can pick them up right at the front end by the check stand. So just take a look and see what you find. These are from the Fareway Beaverdale Fairway. So.
Yeah, always good. So anyway, things are great. You can get them now if you head to Fareway. And of course, you can always get a gift card too if you're looking for a special gift, either for Valentine's Day or for friends and neighbors. You guys have a great variety and you work really hard to keep that quality up there. I mean, that's your reputation, isn't it?
It really is.
Yeah.
For a reason.
JC from Fareway stopping by to show us all the things. Oh, and over here I saw you made you called it a mocktail, right?
Oh yeah, that's a fancy drink for my 3-year-old. She likes to have her fancy drinks with movie
How
night.
did you make this?
It's just the sparkling ice lemonade with a little bit of pomegranate seeds in there and some whipped cream on top. So.
Oh, looks delicious. Well, I'm going to sneak one of these cookies if you don't mind. And we're going to enjoy the big game with great food from the folks at Fareway. Thank you so much for joining us, JC.
Thank you.
All right, well, we'll be back in just a few moments. We've got more, and in fact, I think we're going to go to the dogs next. How about that?
Love it.
All right, we'll be right back, and with more. You're watching Iowa Live. I'm Terry Rich. We'll see you in just a second.